Hi, welcome to Logistics Shakti Podcast series. My name is Gulshan Kaushik, and with me I have Mr. Naveen Naidu, who is the CEO of VAI India Private Limited. Just before the podcast, I had a small chit chat round with him, wherein I got to know that he is working in a very interesting space of using generative AIs, lot of data, analysis to further bring the transformation to the very dear logistics world of ours. Great. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Gulshan. Thank you. Nice meeting you.
Naveen, right. So we just had a small round, but while we move ahead, while we are actually talking about it, and um, right now, I just would like to straightly ask from you that at this time when the global supply chain is being redefined, what is one shift which India must prioritize?
Yeah, in my view, I mean, the digital transformation is one of the key takeaway that industry should focus because the most of the bookings that happen in India is 70% is offline, right? It's still only 30% that is going online, and people are dependent of booking based on phone calls or doing over the counter shipments and all. So we need to get into the digital age and make sure that goes to the rural areas as well, to the roots of India, where people can use the digital platform and bring this empower the logistics industry with the digital mode, because that will not only bring us an opportunity to reach out and as well as improve the revenues across the industry.
Nice, nice. That's very very interesting. That how exactly you guys are using AI and the data which is available in the abundance for many many years to use it and put it in the right stack. Um, Great, great, good to know. Now, from an advisory perspective, what is the biggest gaps in India's logistics today, which you see, and what are your plans in order to work around those?
So the logistic gaps, mostly we are seeing in terms of the cost, right? So the cost that is currently the logistics cost that is there right now, which is under 8.5 or even in fact 8% with respect to the logistics to GDP ratio, right? So those costs needs to be further improved. I mean, that comes in where we put this data, technology, and analytics in space. So where the companies would be able to understand where the demands are, where the supply has to be improved, where the efficiencies needs to be brought in. So this would definitely will bridge the gap and ensure that we capitalize using these areas. And we do that using SAP solutions and as well as other digital tools where we can integrate across these areas and bring that visibility and power to the companies to capitalize on it.
Right, right, right. This sounds very interesting to me. Right, in today's era when we have around 1 billion people who have access to the internet, right, and everyone wants to see what exactly is happening to what they have ordered, right, into a
Right,
B2C
right,
scale, right,
right.
um, and all the B2B companies will have to work on
Absolutely.
those
Yes,
things,
yes, right.
right. Uh, how do you think that the next phase of logistics which is being built right now, the Indian government is also working
Mm,
a lot in
mm,
in
mm,
in
mm,
uh, in in that segment.
mm.
What are the key aspects you really would like to see changing in into this particular next phase of logistics?
Yeah, I mean, there are government initiatives that PM Gati Shakti and then as well as the national logistics policy that has been introduced, right? So the thing that is much needed is automation. So we need to bring automation across the warehouse and as well as the distribution chains and as well as the transportation. So when you enable this automation, it will contribute towards the cost reduction and as well as the speed that we want, and as well as the accuracy that is needed, and also in order to anticipate what can go wrong and also act in real time based on that. So I would take away on automation is a key aspect that needs to be looked at.
Great, great. I think companies like you are really doing a
Right,
great job.
exactly.
Um, you know, just to share, I was actually trying to understand that how can we integrate the FASTag data to
Right,
create a visibility, right?
right.
I think 4 years back it was very difficult,
Very
but
difficult.
today
Exactly,
when
exactly.
when you have the open AIs and the companies like you who are
Yes,
working on
yes,
this
yes,
has made that possible.
yes.
Great, great, great to know. And actually, while while I'm attending the sessions and meeting people, I'm really glad to see that innovators like you are going to change the next phase. Great. And since morning we are here and we are actually seeing that there are many speakers who are talking about many other things, how exactly they are working into the logistics space. What is your key takeaway from the summit?
This summit is, I mean, such kind of platforms and initiatives is very much required in today's world, right? So you have too much of information floating across, and you have too many companies coming up with new innovative ideas, their own products and services, right? So these kind of platforms will help us to synergize with like-minded companies. It will help us to collaborate and learn to know each other, right? So what space there and how do we do a solution which will benefit across the chain and put our nation into one of the best in world, or a logistics superpower, in visioning the 2020 2047 vision, right? So that is what I take away from this event, because lot much of collaboration and innovation that is possible, because we cannot achieve this goal or vision by a single company or a few of the key players. It should be across the different areas of transportation, logistics, technology. So which will bring in the vision that we need, and it will help us to put the nation first.
Right. I think very well said that in case if you are changing a particular space, it is not possible for one company to do that.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
companies will have to come together on a
Come together.
platform,
Yeah, yeah. That
collaborate,
to
solve
brainstorm,
problems, and
solve.
then they
Yeah,
can do it.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
And the platforms like this definitely gives the opportunities for people like us to meet and interact
Yes,
more.
absolutely, absolutely.
Great, great. Thank you very much, Naveen, for
Thank you
your
so
time.
much.
It was really, really very interesting and very, I would say very informative talking to you. Thank
Really
you.
pleasure meeting you, and as well as part of this event. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Gulshan.